Hello and welcome to Rock Bottom as we rise from the dead. From a dead series that we haven't played so long.
Yeah, you're right there, Cole. Are you sure you're good to go? Need a minute?
Cole is very alright because I hung out with him yesterday and I've been unlocking some stuff, I've been clearing some areas. None of this was cleared when we last played.
Oh boy.
And I also this Magnum bolt thing, I think that, or overload, whatever. Very useful ability. We didn't have it before.
Oh yeah.
So let's just pick straight up.
Let's do it.
We, as far as I know, we're pretty close to the end. And we still haven't actually seen Kessler ever, have we? I don't know.
I really don't recall.
The Dustmen.
And let me guess, the guys with the guns are.
Oh, yeah, I've also upgraded our grenade so that it automatically restrains people.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
That's a thing, and it's really useful.
No questions asked. You're going to have to find all of the hostage boats and disable their engines. If those
Oh my
boats
God.
leave, a lot of innocent
I don't remember
people
this
are
at
going to
all.
die.
I don't want their blood on my hands, Moya.
Nope.
But
This is a
really don't
main
see what
mission.
This has to do with our deal.
If I can't maintain control of this situation, I will be replaced. They'll
That seems like a
find
you
Ireland and
problem
you'll be
and not an
fugitive.
us
No
problem,
deal, no nothing.
honestly.
You understand?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it became an us problem. She made it an us problem.
That's really annoying.
Oh, and now you're getting shot.
I'm always getting shot. They're always eagle-eyed, like fucking eagle-eyed from miles around. Remember that when you're just traversing the city, someone will just shoot at you like really fucking accurate from across the screen.
And on top of a building when you're like at the sidewalk.
On ground level. Yeah, exactly. Like,
Fucking Dustman.
god damn Dustman. Damn filthy, dirty Dustman. Reminds me of the Bill Bailey sketch when they're talking about it's like two Eastern European secret agent people who are meeting up to set up a deal, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And they have really forced stupid accents and stuff. And they're meeting in a hotel room, and one guy, Simon Pegg, you know, the redhead dude from Hot Fuzz.
Right.
He's doing that incidentally. That's actually pretty funny. He's doing exactly this. No, he's not.
Yo, Dustman, you alright there?
Dustman. And he's like, Bill Bailey's like, you want anything from the bar? And Simon Pegg says, yes, Snowball, please. I am not familiar with that drink. It is an egg drink made with the lemonade. It is a celebration for business to come in my country. And stuff like that. And then he has, in my country we have this word. It's called Geschliebe. It comes. It means to, how do you say, embarrass a farmer.
Disable that engine.
That's oddly specific.
It comes from the word Gus, which means crops, and Schliebe, which means laugh. So I laugh at your crops. We don't call them farmers where I come from. We call them muttmen. Those dirty, stinking muttmen. It's like, holy shit, dude.
Whoa.
Really escalated quickly. And then they start. Debating which fantasy woodland creatures are biggest, while at gunpoint with each other. It goes elves, gnomes, and then pixies. What about leprechauns? They don't exist. Shit like that.
That's pretty funny.
So we're straight up. I'm stumped right now. Oh, is it this marker? Usually the blue marker means something else.
Isn't the blue marker like a flash shard? No. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The blue markers are usually flash shards, but right now it was engine. We just disabled the engine. We didn't release anybody. Release me.
I'm holding them off.
So, welcome back to Rock Bottom.
I thought you said you had.
That was a bit of a rocky start, but we got there.
Maybe I should go make a deal with them.
It's been so long since we played Infamous. We had
That's all that matters.
different rock phases, different
They'll find someone who will.
different episode title format, different intro, different everything, dude.
A lot of stuff has changed.
We're sitting here in our goddamn matching Rock Bottom merch that only exists 2 of.
Without having planned it.
Without having planned it even. Yeah. Because that's just the type of people that we are today.
Yep.
It's just how far we've come.
This is where we're at in life.
Another thing that I've done actually that I did tell you briefly about is I've collected all the death drops that we have access to with this current map. And also a lot of blast shards. There's like 2 or more battery cores that we didn't have last time. That's a lot of blast shards.
Yeah, that is a
But we don't even
boatload of blaster cards.
we don't even have the fucking thunderbolt yet.
Ah,
What's it called? Ionic lightning? I don't know. I'm still mostly familiar with Infamous 2, which we
honestly, it's all a bit fussy to me.
It's all a bit
It has been many a years since I have played Infamous myself.
Yeah, I told you briefly that getting back to the first Infamous was such a relief after having slogged through Second Son. Which was the last game that I played in Infamous, because I felt like I had to pay it. Incidentally, Second Son is the only Infamous game that I've ever paid for.
Oh yeah.
The first Infamous we got back when the credit card info leaked from Sony.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We got that for free, and then Infamous 2 was a PS Plus game at one point.
Yep.
And then I found a really cheap collector edition of Second Son in a GameStop, and it cost me 100 crowns. I was like, yeah, all right, gotta play it sooner or later, I guess.
Yeah.
And then I did. It's because my girlfriend was speaking very highly of Second Son, because that was the only Infamous that she'd ever been exposed to, and only through Let's Play.
Right.
The moment I picked it up, I was like, yeah, this is worse. This is. It's exactly that feeling we had back when it was unveiled. It's like, yeah, this is worse.
Yep.
This is a tech demo. This is a tech demo for the PS4. And it's like, they go out of their way to sort of like, here's this new guy. He's edgier than Cole. Even though Cole is actually Toby from Naruto, and he has the power to phase through things.
Apparently, yeah.
No. So X is not the dodge button. I'll have you know.
It's great watching you physically retch. Like, oh god.
No, so it's funny how this new character Delson, he's like, oh, he's edgier than Cole, and he has like all these powers, because his power is to have all the powers, right? His conduit power is to copy other conduits' powers, and the first one that he comes in contact with has the smoke power that is, of course, the iconic one from Second Son. So one thing that they've done is, instead of expanding the system, they have made it smaller and simpler. And so you get these 4 different conduit powers for Delson. But you can only use one at a time, not like Cole in Infamous 2. Cole in Infamous 2 had that he got either ice or tar fire.
Yeah.
Napalm.
Yeah.
Which was like a secondary thing. It wasn't because he got it copied over. It wasn't as developed as his main conduit power, which is totally fine way to do it.
Yeah.
Because then you still have the identity of Cole, but just beefed up with some extra crap, and it was awesome.
And the implementation of it made sense.
Yeah, it made sense, and it was really cool. And when you And it had that inFamous 2 introduced that quick on-the-fly switching powers, so that you could just hold down a button and then a little sub-menu came up on screen.
Oh yeah.
So you can change out your abilities for like shockwave. Then there was a concentrated one, or there was ice shards, and then there was a super anti-grav one. All that sort of stuff. Your lightning bolts were also different. All that stuff, and you could also choose out your secondary abilities. Which was like, oh my god, this is so fucking neat. So if you ended up being really adept with it, what you could do was that you could do the ice launch and then really quickly change to the like lightning tether, if you remember that one.
Oh yeah.
Which was really wonky to use, but if you were really good, you could do it like that, so you could get super air. And if you then managed to beat the game both evil and good, you got to have all the powers unlocked at the same time.
Yeah.
So neat. What Second Son then does is gives you 4 sets of conduit powers, makes them small, and makes you able to only use one at a time. And you can't choose, because what you do is you drain that power from a source, like coal drains lightning.
Yep.
Drains electricity. So you drain smoke from like tailpipes and stovepipes and stuff like that, right? You know?
Yeah.
Chimneys. Shit.
Yep.
Everything that does smoke, you can absorb. You can even absorb when they do like tear gas grenades at you. You can even absorb that. That's super cool. It's such a neat feature, and you can even do your own suppressive smoke cover, so that they start coughing and become incapacitated. But then you can arc restrain them with smoke, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's.
It's like they almost. The problem is that they're actually chained down by being inFamous. I'm getting away from the subject here. So you can only ever use the set that you have most recently drained. So you drain smoke, you drain neon, you drain VR, and you drain concrete. You can only drain concrete from other concrete conduits.
That just seems stupid. Like absolutely stupid.
And the problem is that for the first part, every time you gain a new power in the story, you're actually less powerful than you were just before, because then you're forced to use the new power set,
of course you are.
And you have to develop it from the bottom like you did the first thing.
Yeah.
And this goes all like the same as Cole does. He finds a thing, and then in this one it's the substations that it expands his powers. In the next one it's those blast cores.
Yeah.
And Delsin has the same thing. There's a thing that he finds that buffs him up, buffs his one conduit power up at a time. And they go so far as to, in the very last battle with the last concrete conduit, like the evil villain of the show, he drains the concrete power, and then of course he can only do the basic shot. Like that's, I would have accepted that you said, oh bullshit with the consistency, just give us a plot power up here. And have a fucking like they do in inFamous 2, you know, with Cole, with the Beast, where they buff him up like so he can fly permanently and shit.
Yeah.
At the end, that's fucking cool. But no, Delsin has to go back and have only the piddly concrete shot, and then throughout the battle, you just have to stick it out until one of your allies can throw these things into you to gain the rest of the power set. You're still locked down to concrete for the final part of the battle. It's fucking dumb.
That just seems so poorly implemented and not fun at all.
It isn't fun, and especially that. So you scamper around, and of course as is to be expected, the different powers have different capabilities, right? So not all the powers are usable in the same sections, on the same enemies, and sometimes you're forced to use a certain power because that's just the level design. And that's the only place you can drain stuff like that, and you can't progress until you drain that power source.
Yeah.
Some of the level design is made like that. So you have to be smoke for this section. Okay. If enemies show up that smoke is fucking terrible at fighting, you're just fucked. And they do. And
Well, that seems incredibly fun.
and that's the thing. So sometimes when you're in these big battles, right? What you do is when you're hurt, you scamper to find a drain point, right?
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh no, there's only smoke around here. I'm using neon right now. Then you're being forced into a different power set when you're just trying to heal.
Yeah.
That
Or you have to forego healing to keep the power source you actually want.
yeah, and sometimes that's just not a thing that you can
Yeah,
do.
not an option.
So that's really dumb. And especially also because so every one of these power sets, as I mentioned, are smaller than Cole's basic lightning set.
Yeah.
So in Second Son you have your piddly shot. You have a movement ability like that. You have a special ability which is like for smoke it's like a smoke grenade,
Yeah.
and for the others it's something else. Oh jeez. Ow.
Oh boy.
And
Well then.
no, and then you have like a missile, but it works like, you know, the ionic powers do, so that you have charges with the missile.
Oh.
So you can't just do this.
No.
Oh wow, I actually got him.
Hey.
So they're pretty powerful, but yeah, they're not as powerful as the ionic powers.
Right.
You also do have like an ionic thing, like a big crowd wiping thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, so they're all different, and that's it. You don't have grenades, you don't have the blast. So it just all feels very small.
I mean, I've only heard about like how the game plays or how Second Son plays. I played First Light.
Yeah.
And I think that took me like a couple of hours to 100% just because I got it free on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
And
Your karma is unchanged. Well, that's nice to know.
and like you said, First Light
I know you're
really
not
felt
happy
like a
with
tech
our
demo.
situation, Cole, but we have to play with
Yeah.
the cards that we're
But
dealt.
also,
That's
okay,
just
so
the
I
way
get
it is.
that they chose Neon to be the featured power for that. But I can't. Does she have? I don't know if she has more powers than what Delson has.
Maybe once we get over
Because
there,
if she
we can
only
sit
has
down and
Delson's
have that talk.
Neon
We'll
set,
see. Gotta let
I
us see people
think that was about it.
that's really boring.
Yeah, like that. There was a missile. There was
They do.
like her basic shot type.
Yeah.
And then she had some aerial mobility stuff,
Yeah, she has.
gliding and some air dash
Yeah.
capabilities.
Neon has that quick running thing where you can run up walls and shit.
Yeah.
And then it also has the,
That's real.
of course, the static thrusters as all the powers have for some reason.
Yeah.
Which again, it makes sense for smoke and it makes sense for lightning. So, oh, that's Kessel. But the problem is they put it on X in Second Son. They put it so you jump and then you hold down X to static thrust. My mind and my body, my fucking my muscle memory goes R1 for static thrusters always, and R1 is the missile in Second Son. So I've just all the time I just find myself missiling out of nowhere and at nothing, and that really sucks.
Yeah. I see how that would get old.
Yeah,
Real
that's-
fast.
It's really annoying, and of course, being a console game, you can't remap.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's-
God damn it, Seek.
I know you mean well, see.
You fucking
but the
prick.
world is
It's all in the
changing.
past, Zeke. I don't remember.
Speak now, and you're as good as dead.
See, the great thing about Zeke is he's a prick, but love him anyways. I will say though, there's one thing that's pretty cool about the neon power in Second Son, is that it
I
has
know where you're coming from, Zeke.
like the precision power. That's neon in Second Son, but it actually has an inbuilt like morality system. So you can either headshot fools and gain evil karma, or you can restrain them by shooting their legs for good karma. I was like, that's actually really neat. That's actually really neat. I hate that I have something good to say about this.
Yeah, in First Light, the neon shot, you could the character, I don't remember what she's called. She had a power where she could like where like
time.
game mechanic slow down time.
Stop time, yeah.
And
yeah, that was her big attack, big area clear attack.
No, that was actually like a her big attack was like a singularity.
Oh.
Like gravitational singularity with neon for some reason.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
But when you did like
here we go.
the slow down time thing when zooming with your normal precision shot, you could each enemy had like a random body part that was like the weak point. So if you hit that would like instantly
it was basically the same.
down the enemy.
It was basically the same, just with restraint and kill. So, see you next time on Rock Bottom, where we will hopefully speak of something else than Second Son, because that's not the game we're playing.
Yeah, no.
And bye.